The honey badger, also known as the ratel, is famous for its ferocity and fearlessness despite its relatively modest size. The Guinness World Records book proclaimed the hero of our video as the most fearless mammal in the world. Honey badgers have black and white fur with a clear distinction. Typically, their fur is white-grey on top from the head to the tail, and the sides, including the face and limbs, are black. They have a robust build with short limbs, and their length can reach up to 30.31 inches, with a weight of up to 28.66 pounds, with males being heavier than females. Visible ears are absent, which is advantageous given their nature. Honey badgers are primarily active during twilight or at night, but in undisturbed human regions or cooler weather, they can also be seen during the day. They are extremely fearless animals and can fight or attack anyone who tries to harm them. Honey badgers have very thick skin, approximately 0.39 inches in thickness. It is strong and elastic. Their muscles are not attached to the skin, so when caught, for example, by a lion or when constricting a python, they skillfully twist and turn, aiming to attack as well, twisting and biting, exhausting the python while simultaneously fending off the jackals who decided to feast on the weakened snake. But that's not all. The honey badger has enough energy to drive away the jackals and finish eating the python. Honey badgers often cause discomfort to their sparring partners, like lions, especially young ones who may not be aware of the badger's characteristics. Their claws and sharp teeth can pose problems, with claw length reaching up to 1.97 inches and a bite force ranging from 300 to 700 pounds per square inch. He can cause problems for hyenas, with which he often crosses paths in the wild. By attacking and maneuvering skillfully, he turns from prey into a predator, and hyenas must then think about how to protect their rear. They eat whatever comes their way or what they can catch. He can hunt tortoises by dismantling their shells. He can also hunt small rodents. It's no problem for the honey badger, even if the rodent hides in thorny branches. What about small rodents? When encountering a crocodile, the honey badger will also hunt it. This is the next amazing story. The honey badger was out in search of food and spotted a fully grown 13-feet crocodile. Both lions and hyenas wouldn't mess with it, but the honey badger took the initiative and attacked the crocodile. The crocodile defended itself but couldn't harm the fearless creature. Indeed, the thick and tough scales on the reptile's back are like real armor in the world of the wild. So the honey badger retreated, but certainly not out of fear. It was probably too lazy to pierce through that protection. And the honey badger found a smaller crocodile. It bites at the belly and neck, which are softer and therefore more vulnerable. If they don't catch anything, they can feed on roots, using their claws as shovels. In a matter of seconds, honey badgers can dig holes to search for rodents or roots, either to hide from more dangerous predators or just to rest. Honey badgers have a particular fondness for honey, which is how they got their name. Thanks to their resistance to toxins and thick skin, honey badgers can withstand hundreds or thousands of bee stings without severe consequences, all while continuing to consume honey. Without much trouble, they can snack on snakes. It can eat a hissing viper, the venom of which is sufficient to kill 4 people. The snake managed to bite it. The beast fell into a state of suspended animation, and after 2 hours of dormancy, it woke up and continued to devour its trophy as if nothing had happened. It can also eat a Cape cobra. Upon discovering a snake, it immediately goes on the attack. The cobra tried to escape by plunging into dense shrub, but the honey badger caught up with it. It devours the snake whole and goes about its business. Still hungry? What's next? An adult python, 14.76 feet long, is an excellent option. Without hesitation, it immediately attacks it. The size of the snake doesn't bother it at all. This fearless creature begins to exhaust the python with its frequent bites. When the snake runs out of breath, the honey badger starts devouring it. Who's next? In Etosha National Park, a honey badger made its way into a photographer's lens, attacking an oryx at a watering hole. It simply approached and attacked. It might seem absurd to fight a creature several times larger and stronger than yourself, but not for this honey badger. Perhaps it was just bored. Even after the oryx tossed it with its horns 19.69 feet into the air, the honey badger, upon landing, would shake it off and then charge back into the fray. If someone gets too close to a honey badger cub, they have a good chance of becoming food for the enraged mother, who will protect her little one by taking it away, curled up safely. The honey badger is known for its inventiveness. For instance, in Kruger National Park, there's a famous story about a honey badger named Stoffel, who repeatedly escaped from its enclosure over 20 years. Zookeepers constantly improved their containment methods, while the honey badger continuously devised new escape methods. Initially, it learned to open door latches. Then, when zookeepers began locking the door with 2 latches and securing the upper latch with wire, it escaped by opening the lower latch in a regular way. Then it climbed to the upper latch, but seeing that the regular method wouldn't work, it removed the wire and was gone. So, the zookeepers started locking the door with a padlock, but the honey badger simply dug its way to freedom under the fence. After that incident, the honey badger was moved to a special enclosure with high, smooth walls that were also deeply dug into the ground, making it impossible to dig under. However, the clever little escape artist found a tree in the enclosure. It picked up a fallen branch, leaned it against the wall, and escaped again. Zookeepers removed the branch and cut down the tree, but this didn't stop the persistent creature. It began collecting scattered stones in the enclosure and piled them up in a corner, using them to climb over the wall. Zoo staff cleared the stones, but the honey badger found another way out. It began shaping lumps of dirt into mounds and used them to escape again and again. And so, the cycle continued. The harder the zookeepers tried to keep the clever badger contained, the more determined it was to find a way to freedom. That's the kind of freedom-loving and inventive animal it is. The honey badger's lifespan in the wild is unknown, but in captivity, it can live up to 26 years. Honey badgers inhabit most of Africa and Asia.